So last week's episode was a bit of a disaster. I am not going to lie. Now, did it have some good art? Yes, it did. I won't deny that the art looked good and the voice acting and music were pretty okay in my opinion. But for the first episode to have such a lack of animation, mainly just showing PNG scenes sliding up, down, left and right, that is no good in my opinion. And you know what, mate? I was actually a little concerned for the future of One Punch Man Season 3, but I still held out on hope and was optimistic that they could actually deliver greatness in episode 2. And did they deliver greatness? Well, they delivered some goodness, but not greatness. Some of the art in this episode looked pretty good in my opinion, and I won't lie, the Garou versus Ripper scenes honestly looked incredible to me. In my original video review, I did praise this scene quite a bit. Watching that entire sequence actually gave me a little bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, JC Staff are actually cooking up something great for Season 3, Episode 3 and beyond. But even though there are a couple of nice, colorful, well-drawn shots and 1 minute of really good animation, does that mean the entire episode was great, goated, 10 out of 10? Absolutely not. There is one scene that has completely blown up on the internet and has angered fans so much that a lot of people have completely lost faith in JC Staff and claim that this episode is incredibly bad. When I first watched the episode, I actually did miss this scene. When I saw people absolutely screaming and crying about this one particular Garou sliding scene, I was like, what are people talking about? And then I re-watched the episode and oh my goodness, this boy be doing some sliding, just skating down that hill. The fans are furious with JC Staff. Nobody put a gun to JC Staff to pick this up. They are not a small unknown company. Bones has 100-something employees. JC Staff has 220 plus. And they have been around since 1986, brother. They are not picking it up to make a name for themselves. They have several productions each season. They knew what the conditions and scheduling was. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but good God, that One Punch Man episode looked rough. Tons of visible, jarring cracks, depressing amounts of corner cutting, a noticeable dip in drawing quality. It was rough. It still has a lot of still frames and poorly drawn scenes. Bandai is destroying this IP. There's no passion on these shots. Just want to add one thing. People's definition of peak must be really low if this episode is considered peak. Don't get me wrong. I love One Punch Man and will love it no matter what, but don't you think calling almost everything peak kind of made the word peak meaningless? 5 out of 10 episode. The entire episode was 95% of slideshow and 5% of decent animation. One Punch Man will never recover from the damage the studio and committee has caused. Bro, I'm so done. Give me my 6 years back. It was so bad. Definitely dropping season 3. This is I thought this was a joke about the new season until I checked it for myself. This is so bad. It's effing over. Cast it into the fire. Blue Lock has more animation. A shame that this is what One Punch Man's anime legacy will become. They are ruining a great season. Now, what is this? This is just wrong. One Punch Man should be getting the best animation possible. I'm straight up thinking of starting my own anime light novel studio because Japan is dropping the ball so hard when it comes to adaptations. The age of Japan being the leader in anime is over. One Punch Man deserves better. This is dog shit. It's technically what happens, but even the manga makes it more dynamic than this. This is just awful. This is insane. This isn't even cheap or cheating. Some of the best works in history have been done on the cheap end and cheated with effort. This is willful neglect to pad the show with deliberate, absurd mistakes. This is incredible. in a bad way. I know Vincent Chansard said we can't blame the JC staff, but rather the committee, but this is the first time I'm going to disagree with him. JC staff is an extremely disorganized studio. They take on several anime a year. If you look at their anime every year, they are this static. And they had 6 years to focus on producing One Punch Man well, but they didn't do that. They continued to stuff themselves with anime. Obviously, Chansard, as an animator, will defend the studio, but it's clearly 80% JC staff's fault. Look at Bones with My Hero Academia. For 8 years of making the anime annually and 6 seasons with 25 episodes, they never delivered anything bad. That's because they are super well organized. One Punch Man might be the worst handling of a property I have seen in the anime space. Hate this timeline where Rent-a-Girlfriend has better anime adaptation than One Punch Man. The scene of Garou sliding down the hill was diabolical.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
There you have it. A lot of fans online are absolutely angry. And what do I think about it? This scene is absolute trash. It is so bad. I actually agree with the comments. If I did notice this scene on the first watch through and talked about it in my first review video, then my review would have been a little more negative, but I didn't see the scene and now I've seen it and I can't unsee it. What were they thinking? Just cut the whole scene out. What makes this scene even worse is that the horrible bully kids running away have better animation than Garou. What? They could have just positioned the camera so we don't see Garou sliding down. They could have added a little dust trail. I mean, even animate Garou sliding on a skateboard. Anything to make this scene look undiabolical. I can't believe what I just saw. It's so bad, dude. Oh my gosh. And yeah, the comments are right. And I won't lie, the final minute of this episode did look pretty stellar in my opinion. I did like the movement. But the remaining 22 minutes of this episode, oh boy, it was not looking good in the animation department. Yes, the still frame cuts of characters' faces did look good, but even then, I did notice on the rewatch, Garou's face was awfully inconsistent. 1 minute he looks like a Giga Chad, and the next he looks like ugh. And the slideshows, wow, that first half had really bad animation. I did not talk about the bad animation in my first review, but I can't unsee it in my rewatch. The animation was just not there, barely there at all. Honestly, mate, I am so happy that Shinpai Negai, the director of One Punch Man Season 3, turned off his X account, because this guy would have been thrown through the ringer, thrown into the mud. Even though I'm a little bit more positive on this episode, these past 2 episodes are not doing JC staff any favors. They are making them look bad. Yes, they are part of a production committee, but I do agree with some of the comments saying JC staff weren't forced to get this. Yes, Vincent did say that all anime studios are trying to survive, but yikes. If trying to survive means picking up a gigantic IP well beloved like One Punch Man and doing a really scruffy job on it, given 1 minute of really well made animation while the rest is slideshows, then maybe JC staff, Bandai Namco and the entire production committee need to rethink what mangas they choose to adapt, because scenes like this Garou sliding shot is not good for their reputation at all. And I completely understand the comments and the frustrations, because mate, imagine being a manga reader waiting 6 years for One Punch Man Season 3 to arrive only to get this. Can't really defend it. All I can say is that that last minute of animation did give me a bit of hope, and I am a little bit more optimistic for One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 3. Will it be trash or treasure? We just got to wait and see. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys think of all of this? Did you like or hate the episode? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more One Punch Man videos, as well as other anime news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. Thank you for watching. The Second Boy Dude signing out.